And a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from ATI Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium. It's the home opener for the Fighting Saints of the University of St. Francis as they take on the Warriors of Rochester College in a non-conference matchup this Sunday evening. Well, before we get started, let's give you the starting lineups. First of all, for the guests, the Warriors of Rochester College. In goal tonight, it will be Isaac Moore. Defenders, Mark Shauna, as well as Fred Prest. Midfielders, Kyle Richards, Louis Fakori, Gabriel Borges, Eric Light, Andy Cola. And the forwards will be Donovan Perioff, Nathan Terenzow, and Matt Gross. Starting lineup for the Saints tonight, Noah Jodett will make his collegiate debut in goal for the Saints. Drew Wolfers, one of the forwards, along with Abel Trujillo. Jose Estrada, the midfielder. Mohamed Rashid, a defender. Anthony Scripp, a midfielder. Kadir Hamoudi could play both midfield and defense. Michael Santillo playing defense. Stephen Campbell, Miguel Duran, and Miguel Espinoza. This is the second game of the year for both teams. Both teams started out their season on the losing side of the ledger. The Saints dropped a 4-2 decision to Taylor University on Friday night. Ball back in play for Rochester. Louis Fakori had it. Now it gets taken away by the Saints, Mohamed Rashid. Midfield now for Gabriel Borges. Goes deep, and it's knocked away. It's knocked away by Michael Santillo. This ball kicked out of bounds by Anthony Scripp. It'll be Rochester ball on the near side here. Mark Shauna throws it in. They get it back to Donovan Perieff. Foul called on the Saints, their first of the game. And Gabriel Borges will have the throw-in. Yeah, correction, he'll have the free kick after the foul. It's curving to the right, knocked away by one of the Saint defenders. Couple headers, Saints recover now. Kadir Hamoudi kicked it out of bounds. It'll be Rochester's ball at midfield. Ball stolen away by Hamoudi, but again it goes out of bounds. Now they're going to call a foul on the Saints. No, they're going to call a throw-in. Rochester wanted I think it was a handball on Hamoudi. It did not get the call. And the head referee says, nope, it's just an out-of-bounds play and a throw-in for Rochester. 2.5 minutes into this contest. No score between the Saints and Rochester. Ball out of bounds, and this time it'll go to St. Francis. Rochester had it, but head referee says, nope, that's St. Francis's ball. Rochester lost to Michigan Dearborn 2-0, so a pair of 2-goal differences for both teams. In their losses, the Saints, as we mentioned, lost 4-2 to Taylor. Ball back in play for Rochester. Getting it ahead was Borges, but he kicked it out of bounds. He was looking for Fred Prest. So it'll go to the Saints. Much of the first 4 minutes has been played in St. Francis territory. The Saints will look to try to turn that around here. Ball kicked away by Stephen Campbell. And now Mohammed Rashid kicks it all the way down to the other side, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Rochester ball again. Ball again goes out of bounds to Rochester. Bright sunlight on the far side. 72 degrees at game time, according to weather.com. Beautiful day all day long here. Winds tonight not a factor. As we mentioned, 72 degrees. Winds out of the west-northwest at 6 miles an hour. Humidity at just 50%, so a good night for soccer. The field is completely in the shade, with the exception of the far north side of the field where the goalkeeper is for St. Francis. Then the far stands completely in the sun, but that is it. Ball kicked away by Stephen Campbell up to midfield. It goes to Abel Trujillo, but ricochets back into St. Francis territory. Nice save that time by Noah Jodit. Matt Gross with the shot on goal for Rochester. It is the first shot on goal of the night. This ball's going to go out of bounds, and finally it's going to be St. Francis ball out of bounds and in Rochester territory. 38, just under 6 minutes gone in the first half here, and this is really the first time the Saints have had it in the Rochester side of the field. Doesn't look like it's going to last long. Rochester gets the recovery. Looking ahead to Fred Press. Saints knock the ball away. Michael Santillo gets it up to Mo Rashid. And now back to Stephen Campbell. This ball goes again and out of bounds. It'll be Rochester ball. Ball back at midfield for the Saints. Mohammed Rashid gets it over to the right side to Anthony Scripp. Scripp tried to put it back in the middle of the field. Knocks it off. Eric Leachy, and it'll be Saints ball. Drew Wolfer had a shot, but it goes wide right on the wide left on the header. Still no score between these two teams. 7.5 minutes in. Saints had a pair of goals on Friday night, one by Anthony Scripp, the other by Jose Estrada. Saints' active career leader in both goals and assists is Abel Trujillo. He's got 8 career goals and 7 career assists. He had 2 goals and 3 assists in 15 matches a year ago. Saints ball down the far sideline. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll be possession to stay with St. Francis in the Rochester territory. Actually going to call a foul on Rochester on that play. Mohammed Rashid battling the sun to his face, now kicks the ball in the middle of the field. Gets kicked away by one of his own players. I believe it was Stephen Campbell. Now here's Hamoudi. Right side over to Scripp. Script looking to go middle to Wolfer and hits off one of the Rochester players and then back into the hand of Anthony Script. He gets called for a handball. Saints have it back in their own territory. Michael Santillo looking to go left side. Now he punches it straight ahead. Wolfer was there, but he overshot him. There's Hamudi. Hamudi being defended by Donovan Perieff. And Rochester gets the ball after the foul on St. Francis. There's the ball stolen now by the Saints. Getting it ahead to Mo Rashid. Rashid centers up to Drew Wolfer. Wolfer's going to chase it down in the corner. Now they get it back out to Abel Trujillo. He shoots it way too high. And it goes out of bounds, and there is a Rochester player down. Official calls time to stop the clock with 34:49 left to play in the first half. Not sure the player who is down for Rochester. They are limited to just 12 players tonight, so the 11 starters and 1 reserve. Art Campos, the head athletic trainer for the Saints, comes out to check on the Rochester player. It is Kyle Richards. Richards, a junior midfielder from Waterford, Michigan, 5'8", 150. Not sure if Art Campos is looking at the knee or the ankle. Appears to be in the knee area. Richards is going to get up. He's going to hobble out of play here on the far side. And the substitution will be Kyle Emmy. Emmy, the only sub, as we mentioned, 5'8", 140-pound freshman from Macomb, Michigan. Ball back at midfield. Now comes back into St. Francis territory. Matt Gross has it. He's looking to go right side. Gets it taken away by one of the Saint midfielders. Hamudi has it now. He sends it back to his defender, Stephen Campbell. Campbell shoots it over to Michael Santillo. Back up to Hamudi. Hamudi back to Santillo. Saints trying to decide what they want to do offensively. Now they push it ahead to Abel Trujillo. And the Saints are going to get called for offsides. Official held his flag up early, but the head official, Gerasimos Valsamis, didn't see him. Boris Vukovic and Andy Keka are the assistant referees tonight.
Oh, Mason, he's from Minuto. Oh, that is Vito? Yeah. Oh, the one that always still does and shit? Yeah, why did this shit against us, though? Isn't he a freshman?
Ball again at midfield for Rochester. Louis Fakori had it. Gets it over to Leachy. Matt Gross was on the attack against the Saints. Hamoudi's going to get called for a foul. Still no score between the Saints and Rochester. Home opener for the Saints and the home opener of his collegiate coaching career for Dan Cross, who joined the staff as the 7th head coach in the program's history this past spring. Prest will have the free kick. Let's see how Rochester attacks it here. Prest goes straight on and gets ricocheted off one of the St. Francis defenders, so Rochester will have its first corner kick. Andy Cola will be in the sunshine on the far side. Goes across the way. Eric Leachy has it. Now it gets stolen away by Miguel Duran. Pushing it ahead is Drew Wolfer and goes out of bounds. Kicked out of bounds by Nathan Terenzau. So Duran will have a throw-in for the Saints on the near side here. Prest was looking for Gross. It got stolen away by Michael Santillo. Campbell has it now up to midfield, over to Abel Trujillo with a nice move. Trujillo down the far sideline. Gonna try a shot here by himself, and it goes wide right. Trujillo looking for a trip call. He's not gonna get it, and it'll be out of bounds to Rochester. And a goalie kick for Isaac Moore. One of the first good scoring opportunities for the Saints right there. Second shot of the night for Trujillo. Saints looking for a call on Eric Leachy as he knocked down Drew Wolfer, but no call by the head official. Just the ball taken away for the Saints by Mason Messina. And Hamoudi kicks it out of bounds.
Oh, you couldn't see them the first game. They were playing shit, dude. It was puro balonazo. Puro balonazo.
Saints with a couple freshmen in the starting lineup. Noah Jodit in goal. And Mason Messina, who came in as a substitute. Foul called on the Saints. Ball in St. Francis territory. Rochester's Donovan Perrioff had it. He gets it back to Leachy. Now over to the left side, stolen by Miguel Duran. Duran pushing ahead to Drew Wolfer. And Wolfer got a little bit ahead of the ball and actually kicked it off his back leg and out of bounds. So it'll be Rochester ball with exactly 29 minutes left here in the first half. Mason Messina with it, gets it over to Stephen Campbell, and now they push it ahead to Abel Trujillo. Trujillo up to Wolfer. Wolfer's got an opportunity, and it's blocked. A back save by Eric Leachy as the goalkeeper, Isaac Moore, came out of goal. Wolfer got ahead of Moore and had an opportunity, but Leachy was right there for Rochester. Hit off him, and it'll be a corner kick for the Saints. Kader Hamoudi will have the corner kick here. He's looking for Wolfer, and he gets knocked away by Mark Shauna. Here's a shot attempt off the right leg by Stephen Campbell. Nice save by Moore. 5th shot of the night by the Saints. Foul called on Rochester, and it'll be St. Paul. That was the first shot on goal for the Saints. Rochester also has 1 shot on goal and only 2 total shots. Rashid gets it taken away. Rochester has it with Gabriel Borges. Up to midfield is Rochester. Messina was going against Perieff. Now the ball gets kicked to the near touchline here. And the Saints recover. Get it to Messina. Messina over to Duran. Duran ahead looking for Wolfer. Wolfer with a shot, and it's going to go right through the goalpost. Wolfer, a couple opportunities here. He's gotten ahead of his defender because of his speed, but he hasn't been able to put the ball in the goal. High on one, and Leachy on the other one with the back save. Stepping into the lineup for the first time here at ATI Field at Jolie Memorial Stadium is Leon Laskowski. 5'9", 160-pound junior from Hamburg, Germany. Rochester has it deep in its own territory. This could be trouble, and it was almost stolen away that time by Miguel Espinoza. Ball goes out of bounds. Rochester will maintain possession with 25:41 left to play. First half, no score. Thank you for joining us on the USF Sports Network. Our next broadcast comes your way Thursday night. And the Saints take on Taylor University, the Trojans. That'll be women's soccer on Thursday night. See if the Saints can gain a split between the two soccer programs. As we mentioned, St. Francis men's soccer team lost to Taylor 4-2 on Friday night. USF's women's team came away with a 3-0 victory on Wednesday. Saints ball in Rochester territory. Mo Rashid has it. Rashid still has it. Now he gets tripped up. Laskowski recovers. They give it over to Hamoudi. Hamoudi back to Messina. Now Messina to the left side. Abel Trujillo there. Trujillo trying to beat a defender. Kicks it in the middle. And he might have been looking for Laskowski. Instead, it got kicked away by Laskowski and goes out of bounds along the end line. Matt Gross has it for Rochester now along the far side and goes out of bounds. It'll be St. Francis ball. Throwing it in will be Jose Estrada. He had one of the 2 goals for the Saints on Friday night in their 4-2 loss. Ball comes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Isaac Moore. He picks it up and then just pretty much hands it to Leachy. Messina with the steal there. Laskowski didn't know where it was at after it hit off of his head, and it goes out of bounds to Rochester. Perfect night for soccer here at ATI Field at Jolie Memorial Stadium. Saints opened the season with a dramatic victory last year, 3-2 in overtime. Saints are 5-1-1 in their last 7 home openers. Saints, after winning that home opener last year, won just one of their final 7 games here at this Joliet Park District facility. Head referee talking to the side referee to determine, I'm not sure if it was a foul or out of bounds. Clock is stopped with 22:50 left to play, first half. Not quite sure what the discussion is on. Might have been whether there was a foul or if it's just in a throw-in. Now the head referee, Mike Valsamis, talking to the Rochester coach. Now we're ready to get play restarted. Saints with an advantage on total shots, 6-2 over Rochester. Both of those came early for the Warriors. This ball finally goes back to Noah Jodit. Hasn't seen much action the past 5 to 7 minutes. Pretty much everything was in St. Francis territory during the first 7 or 8 minutes of the contest. Last 8 to 10 have probably been played more at midfield or on the Rochester side of the field. Isaac Moore has it now for Rochester, the goalie. Moore, just a freshman from Fenton, Michigan. Here's Hamudi with it now, gets it over to Messina. Messina, middle of the field to Leskowski. Leskowski defended by 3 men, and they finally take it away from the freshman. This ball goes up to midfield. Matt Gross has it, shoots it over to the middle where it'll be taken away by the Saints. Terenzau had it, gets it ahead to Cola. Cola pushes it ahead, but nobody there. But Michael Santillo, the defender for the Saints. Mo Rashid gets it ahead to Abel Trujillo down the far touch line. This ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Saints. Abel Trujillo in the far southeast corner of the stadium here, ATI Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium. This one is kicked all the way to the goalkeeper, Isaac Moore, by Miguel Espinoza. Easy play for Moore. He'll kick it back to midfield. Santillo has it now for the Saints. Get it over to Miguel Duran. Moody gets it up to Leskowski, but a little bit too far ahead, and Isaac Moore makes the recovery out of the net for the Warriors. There's Hamudi again looking for Laskowski. Laskowski gets ahead of his defender. Here's the attempt. Nope. Laskowski got a little bit ahead of himself, couldn't balance, and it was stolen away by Rochester. Now here comes Rashid, and he just misses. Hits off the goal post just above the crossbar. And the Saints now with 7 shots. Still only 1 on goal. Rochester with the 2 still and 1 on goal. Each team has had 1 corner kick. The Saints with 7 fouls and just 2 for Rochester. Saints have also been called for 1 offside play. No yellow or red cards thus far. Here's the ball headed by Santillo. They're going to call a foul to, it's on, I believe, it's on Rochester. And I believe they're going to call the foul on Matt Gross. 18:30 left to play first half, no score. In this non-conference matchup between the Saints and the Warriors of Rochester College. Only the second time these two teams have ever met. First time came 12 years ago. Saints dropped a 3-1 decision. That game was played in Michigan. So it was 12 years in between the Warriors reimbursing the Saints for going up there. It all balances out eventually. Here's Mo Rashid with a free kick. And he gets kicked out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for the Saints. Second corner kick of the night be Kadir Hamoudi on the corner kick. Hamoudi also had the first corner kick. Saints line up offensively. Here's the approach and the boot, and it gets headed away from the goal by Periev. Out of bounds. Messina throws it in to Laskowski. Saints still keep it in Rochester territory. Here's an opportunity for Rashid, and it's a nice save by Isaac Moore. Second shot by Rashid on the rebound. He hits it over to Laskowski, and the Saints take a 1-0 lead here. Leon Laskowski, the freshman, gets his first goal on an assist from Mo Rashid, and the Saints are on the board. Nice job by the Saints offensively. Rashid hit it the first time. It was a nice save by Moore. It ricocheted off of him. Rashid recovered, shot it to the left side where Laskowski was for the open goal on that left side. So Leon Laskowski picks up his first collegiate goal, and it comes in the Saints' home opener here. This ball kicked back to Isaac Moore. Not much more really could do on that play. He had a nice save, dove, like I said, it ricocheted off of him. And then before he could recover, that ball was already on the left side for Laskowski to just knock it home from Rashid. So the Saints take their first lead of the season. They trailed 1-0, tied it 1-1, and trailed 2-1. This was Friday at Taylor. I believe it got to be 3-1, then 3-2, and then with about 30 seconds left, Taylor had the final goal to make it the final score of 4-2. Miguel Duran kicks it away out of St. Francis territory, but it goes out of bounds, and Rochester will have a throw-in with 15:23 left to play first half, and the Saints leading 1-0.
He's from Central.
There's the ball pushed ahead by Prest, and it finally gets kicked away by the Saint defense. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be St. Francis ball. Miguel Duran will have the throw-in for the Saints. Duran was looking for Rashid, but it got headed away. Here comes Leskowski again. He shoots and it gets blocked by Kyle Emmy, who was inserted into the lineup for Kyle Richards, who was injured. He is on the sideline now, standing up. He's battling a knee injury there on that far side when he was taken out. Here's Hammoudi with the third corner kick for the Saints. Michael Santillo had the header, but it goes wide left. And Isaac Moore will have a kick in here on the south side of the stadium. Hammoudi steals it, and it was Espinoza had it but lost his feet. Rochester had it back, but then Michael Santillo kicked it out of bounds. It'll be Rochester ball at midfield on the near touchline here. Throw in is by Fakori. Perrier gets it back to Terenzow, who was looking for Gross. Gross is the main man offensively, along with Fred Prest. Saints are going to get called for a foul here as Gross goes down. Just under 13 minutes to play in the first half. Saints hanging on to this 1-0 lead, and there'll be an opportunity here for Rochester to try to knock the score at 1. The free kick from about 28 yards out. See who's going to take this shot. I believe it'll be Prest, and it will. Keep an eye on where Matt Gross is as well. Here's Prest shot, straight to the goal, and Jowett knocks it away. Noah Jowett knocked it away. It scooted off to the left, so second shot on goal for Rochester, and it'll be a corner kick here. Be the second corner for Rochester. Andy Cola will take the shot. Saints trying to kick it out. Messina finally does. Cola has it back. Looks to go midfield. And again, it gets kicked out of bounds by Jose Estrada, but it looks like it hit off one of the Rochester players, and the Saints will take over. Actually, I believe they called a foul on Rochester, so Jowett will get the play restarted with the kick to midfield. Here comes Gross going against Campbell, and Campbell kicks it out of bounds, and Rochester will have it in St. Francis territory. Here's the ball by Leach, taken by Hammoudi. Good job of knocking the ball away. That time was Messina, the freshman. Ball on the far sideline. Miguel Duran trying to save it before it went out of bounds, but to no avail. And Press will have the throw in. Here's the steal by Mohamed Rashid. Rashid got ahead to Leskowski. Leskowski left side looking for Trujillo. Trujillo one-on-one against Shauna. Here's Trujillo, high again. Pretty much the same shot as he had early in the game. It goes wide, right, and high. As we are under 10 minutes to play here in the first half at ATI Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium. Saints leading 1-0 on Leon Laskowski's first collegiate goal. The assist was to Mo Rashid. Here's the ball. They were looking ahead to Prest, but Miguel Duran was there to knock it away, and it goes out of bounds. Prest will have the throw in on the near touch line here. And he throws it back to Leachy. Leachy looking ahead for Prest and overshoots his man. And Rochester going to get called for a foul here as Gabriel Borges ran into one of the Saint players. Stephen Campbell restarts play. Espinoza has it taken away by Prest. Prest ahead looking for Gross. Gross trying to get ahead of Santillo. Santillo does a nice job of making him spin to the left, and the Saints recover. Chester will try to reset its offense here. It's in its own territory. And Trujillo with the steal now for the Saints. Looking ahead to Laskowski. Laskowski, left-footed move. He's looking for Trujillo to move ahead, and Trujillo had stopped at about the 5-yard line on the football diagrammed field. And Laskowski was looking for Trujillo to be right around the 2-yard line. So the ball went out of bounds, and it'll be Rochester ball with 7:47 left to play in the first half. Here's Santillo working against Gross. Gross beats him. Now Gross falls to the ground.
He started it. You call the first foul, that foul doesn't happen.
Gross still down on the field. Slow to get up. Believe it's just going to be a straight foul on the Saints. And now they're going to stop the clock with 7:03 left to play. So Gross quickly recovers. And it looks like Prest will have the free kick. I believe Gross is going to have to come out. And the head coach for Rochester, Tony Hermes, says, I don't have anybody left on the bench other than Kyle Richards, and he's injured. Gross is saying, I didn't ask for anything. I shouldn't have been taken out of the game. But he was down on the field long enough that the official felt he was injured. And he'll have to come in on the next stoppage of play. Ball back in play. Gabriel Borges with the shot, and Rochester will recover, and Gross comes right back in. Rochester was a man down, as we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast. The Warriors only with 12 rostered players tonight, and one came out. That was Kyle Richards with the injury. And so when Gross came out, they were down to 10 on the field. Did not last long. Here's the Saints' Leon Laskowski. It's going against one of the Rochester defenders. Almost had an opportunity there with Nick Miller ahead. Here's Laskowski again, and Finally, Isaac Moore kicks it away. 6 minutes left to play in the first half. Good ball by Miguel Duran. Laskowski ahead to, believe, was that for the Saints? Alejandro Mandujano, who just entered the lineup recently for the Saints. Here comes Messina on a steal. Laskowski to the left. Now Laskowski back to Messina, and Messina kicks it, and it goes off the goalie, Isaac Moore. Messina waited, I believe, a little bit too long that time to release the ball. He got into a little bit of heavy traffic there late, and he had more of an opportunity a little bit earlier. So good job by Isaac Moore for Rochester. Rochester called with the foul right at midfield with 4:58 left to play. Stephen Campbell restarts play. And he comes up to make the recovery there. Now the ball back at midfield for Prest, and Prest hits it off his chest and out of bounds, so it'll be St. Francis ball with 4.5 minutes left to play. Saints still leading 1-0 on that goal by Leon Laskowski. Miguel Duran has the throw-in for the Saints. He's looking for Mo Rashid. Got it headed away. There's Duran again. Gets it over to Mandujano. And nice save that time for the Saints. Jose Estrada along the far sideline to keep the ball in play. This one goes out of bounds, so the Saints will have a throw in here. Leon Laskowski has it now, and he kicks it right to Isaac Moore. It's a shot on goal, but not a challenging shot for Moore. Mo Rashid was going against Prest there. This ball is going to go out of bounds, and Miguel Duran will have a throw in for the Saints with 3.5 minutes left. First half. Goes Mo Rashid. Over to Mandujano. Mandujano over to Trujillo. Far side. Trujillo to Laskowski. Now they kick it back out to Estrada. Estrada middle of the field to Messina. Messina didn't like what he saw, so he shoots it out to Miguel Duran on the right side. Over to Rashid, and it gets stolen away by Prest. Here come the Warriors. Prest has it at midfield. Nearly stolen by Duran, and now it was. And go all the way back to goalkeeper Isaac Moore. Mo Rashid this year, playing at the midfield spot. The first couple of years that we saw him was primarily defense, and he did a great job there. So it'll be interesting to see how things pan out with Mo Rashid in the midfield. Mo did not play in Friday night's game. Saints were without a few starters, including the freshman Noah Jodett and Mason Messina, as they had freshman orientation. Rashid had to sit out the first game of the season due to playing one game last year. He gained that year of eligibility back, but had to sit out the first game of the season after the NAI made its ruling. Mason Messina gets tripped up. Here's the shot by Jose Estrada from the far side. Estrada just kicked it high. It was a little like chip shot in a game of golf, and Estrada has his second goal of the season. was just really a laid-back shot from that far side. And Estrada gets his second goal of the season and his second goal in as many games. The Saints go up 2-0 here with 1:26 left to play in the first half. So nice insurance goal for the Saints. And Estrada, 5'8", 155-pound senior midfielder.
Less than the period.
Getting back to the situation with Mo Rashid, he played the season opener last year, and then his father, who's in Palestine, broke his hip, and his mother called and said, I need assistance. So he had to sit out the first semester, left school, to help his mother back in Palestine for a couple months to take care of his dad after having hip surgery. So St. Francis appealed to get that year of eligibility back. They got it back, but Mo had to sit out the first game of the season, which he did against Taylor, and now can play the rest of the year and still can be considered only a junior and not a senior. 5 seconds left to play, first half, and the Saints are going to come away with a 2-0 lead at the break. Goals by Leon Laskowski and Jose Estrada give the Saints a 2-0 lead at the break. Let's check out some numbers before we head to the break. For the Saints, 16 shots on goal compared to just, or 16 total shots, I should say, compared to just 3 for Rochester. 6 of those 16 shots have been on goal for the Saints, 2 of which have found the net. Rochester has had 2 shots on goal among its 3 total shots. And of course, 4 saves for Isaac Moore for the Warriors, 2 saves for Noah Jodit, the freshman, making his collegiate debut here at ATI Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium. 3 corner kicks for the Saints, 2 for Rochester. Fouls pretty much evenly dispersed, 9 for St. Francis, 8 for Rochester. 1 offside call by the Saints, and no yellow or red cards. Let's check out the scoring again real quick before we go to the break. At the 28-14 mark of the first half, Leon Laskowski scored his first collegiate goal in a St. Francis uniform, with Mo Rashid on the assist after the rebound of Rashid's shot hit right back to him, and he hit it over to Laskowski on the left side. He put it in. And then about 15 minutes later, Jose Estrada scored his second goal of the season. It was unassisted. A long floating pass from the left side, and that put it at 2-0 where we stand right now. We will take about a 15-minute break, bring you the second half of this contest, a non-conference matchup between the Saints and Rochester. It's all coming your way on the USF Sports Network. All right, we are back underway here at ATI Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium. The Saints and the Warriors of Rochester College. Saints looking to turn it up a notch here to start the second half. Foul called on Rochester. Saints were quick to move around in these first 32 seconds. Nice to see for Rochester College, Kyle Richards back in the lineup. He went down with a knee injury about midway through the first half. Saints will have a free kick with Mo Rashid from about 28 yards out. Let's see how he attacks it. Going right side, he was looking for Michael Santillo. Santillo's still battling along the far side and goes out of bounds. It'll be a goalie kick. If you're just joining us, the Saints grabbed a 2-0 lead in the first half. First goal came at the 28-14 mark. Leon Leskowski on an assist from Mo Rashid. Rashid actually took the first shot. There was a nice save by the goalkeeper, Isaac Moore. It bounced right back at Rashid. And here's Matt Gross with a shot attempt for Rochester. He had a golden opportunity there. I believe that was the fourth shot for Rochester. Second shot for Gross. His other one was on goal. But again, getting back to that first scoring chance for the Saints, Mo Rashid kicked it. Isaac Moore made a really nice save to his left. Bounced off of him, back to Rashid. Rashid kicked it to the left where Leon Leskowski was to put the ball in the goal for his first collegiate goal. Then about 15 minutes later, Jose Estrada scored for the Saints. It was his second goal of the season. And that one was unassisted. It was a long floating shot from the left side. Isaac Moore, no matter how hard he tried with his frame, he wasn't going to get to it. It was just one of those long floating plays. Moore's 5'10". He needed to be about 6'2" or 6'3" to make the save with a long wingspan. Here's the ball kicked out of bounds. State possession to Rochester. Rochester had just 3 shots, 2 on goal in the first half. The Saints with 16 shots and 6 on goal. Again, this is the home opener for the Saints. Jose Estrada was fouled. Looks like might have got the wind knocked out of him a little bit. He'll give way to Stephen Campbell. This ball booted by Campbell. Looking ahead for Rashid or Scribb. And they're going to call the Saints for offside. Second time tonight that the Saints have been called for offsides. And Isaac Moore will get it back in play for Rochester. Ball stolen by Messina, and he was actually somewhat held from behind by Perrier. This ball kicked out of bounds. Here's the kick over the goal, that time by Perriev. And another good opportunity for Rochester here in the second half. They had just 3 shots in the first half, but already 2 in the first 4 minutes and 41 seconds of the second half. Ball at midfield for Rochester. Nearly stolen that time by Leskowski. Get it ahead to Richards. Richards had it stolen. Messina took it away. Here's Estrada. He gets it taken away now. They get it ahead to Matt Gross. Gross battling Stephen Campbell, and Gross is going to be called with a holding foul, and it'll be St. Francis ball on the near touchline here. Gross talking to the assistant referee, Boris Vukovic, but to no avail as Vukovic helped the head referee, Mike Valsamis, make the call on the near side here. Ball kicked into Rochester territory, goes out of bounds. Messina was going to throw it in, but he gives way to Mo Rashid, the junior from Plainfield. He shoots it into Estrada. Estrada gets it taken away. Then Santillo comes back from his defensive spot to knock it back into Rochester territory. It's Leskowski. Gross has it. Keeps possession, nearly taken away by Estrada. Now it was. And Mo Rashid down on the field for the Saints. Stephen Campbell, and it looks like Rashid holding that right knee area. Head referee Mike Valsamis comes over to check on Rashid. The clock continues to run with about 38 minutes left. Rashid gets back up. No stoppage of play. Rashid testing that right knee now. This ball is out of bounds, and it'll stay with Rochester at midfield. It's a foul called on the Saints by Mandujano. So he was holding on to one of the Rochester offensive players. So it'll be a free kick here for Andy Cola. Cola about 45 yards out. Looks to go to one of his men on a header, and a nice save that time. Believe that was Periev on the shot. Nice save by Jodit. His second save. Make that his third save of the night. Estrada has it on the near side here. Up to Messina, gets kicked out of bounds off of Richards. And the Saints will maintain possession with 36.5 minutes left to play in the second half. The Saints leading 2-0. Both Saint goals coming in the first half. Here's Rashid, kicks it, and Moore is there to make the save. It's Rashid's fourth shot and third on goal tonight. Here's Estrada coming up, but Richards got there first. Now it gets stolen away. Drew Wolfer had it for a second. And now it goes back to Rochester. Far side is Prest. Prest gets it kicked away by, I believe that, yeah, Michael Santillo there. It's the ball in the middle of the field for Prest. Prest nearly got it taken away by Scrip. Finally does. Here comes Messina up to the right side. Had Wolfer, but kicking it away was Eric Leachy. Stoppage of play here, so Anthony Scrip can tie his shoe. or put his shoe back on, I should say. Script taking a record-setting time for tying his shoes. Now we're back ready for action. Saints will have the throw in. Here it is. Drew Wolfer had an opportunity, and it was knocked away by Fakori as Fakori was going up against Wolfer. Saints get called for the foul. I believe the foul was called on Wolfer.
That formation is so weird.
Here's Matt Gross now. He was trying to get it ahead, but instead got it to Michael Santilla, one of the Saints defenders.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Saints called with a foul again here. And Rochester will have it about midfield. Checking your updated numbers. 17 shots in total for the Saints. Comes Anthony Scripp with a shot, and he didn't get a good foot on it. Just missed it. And Isaac Moore was able to make the save. This ball goes out of bounds. A little bit of a skirmish between Kyle Richards and Anthony Scripp. The referee talks to both guys. Saints get the ball back in play. Rashid was looking for Laskowski, got knocked away. Now he gets it over to Scripp. Scripp to Messina. Messina back to Scripp. Scripp is looking to go back in the middle of the field for Drew Wolfer, and he gets it knocked away. Now Kyle Richards gets it all the way to the other side. And Matt Gross was running hard, charging. Wasn't sure if it was going to get to jot it in time. It does. And he pushes it off to the left side. Rashid has it right side. And this one gets kicked out of bounds. He was looking for Miguel Duran. Here's Mandujano going up against Borges. Finally gets kicked out of bounds, and St. Francis will have possession. Saints defense knocks that one away. Richards with a header, and there's a foul on Rochester, and this might be the first yellow card of the night. It will be. And the yellow card is going to go against Donovan Perrier. First yellow of the night, and Fred Prest is going to talk to the head official, Mike Valsamis, and just try to plead Rochester's case, but Perrier was coming hard. Not sure who the Saint player was, but he went down pretty hard, and I believe it was a good call by Valsamis. Play stops with 32:23 left to play. Thanks for joining us tonight. If you're a Saint fan, you're happy. It's 2-0. If you're Rochester, you want to get some more goal-scoring opportunities. Just 3 shots on goal for the Warriors so far tonight, and only 6 total shots. And we're going to have another pushing foul on Kyle Richards this time. And the head coach, Tony Hermes, not happy with the calls by Valsamis as of late. So Mo Rashid will have the free kick from about 30 yards out. Looking to go middle, he's looking for Wolfer, and Isaac Moore pushes it out. Santillo had a shot, but it was blocked. Richards pushes it into St. Francis territory. What are they going to call here? There must have been, actually it was out of bounds by St. Francis way back when, and Rochester will have the throw-in. Foul called on the Saints. Jose Estrada that time against Gross. So it'll be a free kick here for Andy Cola. See how Rochester attacks this one. They go straight on for Jodit. And Jodit's there to make the grab for his 4th save of the night. Still trying to preserve his first collegiate shutout and his first collegiate start. Got 30.5 minutes left to do to make that a reality. Here's the ball stolen away by Drew Wolfer. And making the recovery was Eric Leachy. Ball gets kicked out of bounds by Leachy. It'll be St. Francis ball. Saints will throw it in from that far sideline. This one gets headed away. Messina recovers it. Over to Estrada. Estrada back to Messina. Messina right side now for Miguel Duran. And Duran gets it stolen away and it goes out of bounds. Beautiful night here in Joliet. Game time temperature was 72 degrees. Winds were out of the west-southwest at about 6 miles an hour, but the flag is calm right now. It's been a beautiful day and night here in the Great Midwest. It was really refreshing when we got up this morning and it was 62 degrees. Felt like a cool wave after the long run of humidity that we've had in this area for about the last week and a half. Here's Mo Rashid looking ahead to Wolfer, can't get there, and Isaac Moore makes the save. Shot number 19 for the Saints, 9th shot on goal. Here's Rochester with it. And making the shot that time was Fred Prest. Jodit makes the save to the right. I don't know if Jodit was expecting the ball to have that much speed on it, but when he hit it, he dove all the way to the right and knocked it far out of bounds. So it'll be a corner kick for Rochester here. 28:15 left. Here's an opportunity for Rochester, and I'm going to say it was hit off of one of the Saint defenders on the play by Andy Cola that time, so it'll be another corner kick for Rochester. I believe it's going to be Matt Gross this time with the corner. Earlier it's been Andy Cola. Here's Gross, and it gets kicked away by Messina. Here's Kyle Richards now. And Gross goes down again. He's holding up that right knee or right ankle right now. They're going to call going to give a yellow card to Jose Estrada. And now Matt Gross is back on his feet. So each team with one yellow card right now, and a free kick opportunity here for Rochester.
Why are you moving your head?
27-18 left to play. Saints leading 2-0. There's the shot attempt and another save. I believe it was pressed on the header that time, as he takes his right hand and takes his right fist, and Kyle Richards is going to get called for a push. He's going to get called for a yellow, I believe. Head referee calling Richards over. As I was mentioning, pressed. I believe it was him on that header. Missed an opportunity that he felt he could score on. And after Jodit made the save, his 7th save of the night, Press just took his right fist and hit it right into the side of the goalpost. And right after that, Richards got called with a push, and the referee felt it was strong enough to warrant a yellow card.
Break his ankles, come on.
There's Jose Estrada getting it ahead to Wolfer, and Wolfer with a nice header, but Isaac Moore was there. And Moore now with 7 saves. I believe just as many as Jodit.
Okay, that's like cassette.
I can do that.
Nice, Mikey.
No, you're like
Ball still in St. Francis territory. Now back to midfield. Kyle Richards right side. Looking for Gross, has him. Gross going up against Campbell. Good job of defending the play by Campbell. Gross can't believe the call by the near side official, saying that it was a goal kick.
You can't like.
Gross, a 6'2", 170-pound senior forward from Roseville, Michigan. Saints going to have a substitution. Kadir Hamoudi checks in for Mo Rashid. Rashid with an assist tonight, playing in his first game of the season. It's good to have him back. He's been one of the top players for the Saints each of the past 2 years. As we mentioned early in the broadcast, missed pretty much the entire season with the exception of the one game due to a family medical emergency.
No, I can't do it like this.
Rochester has it, and Santillo takes it away and lets the ball go out of bounds. See if it's a goal kick again. I believe it is. Again, if you're just joining us, the Saints have scored all the goals tonight, both coming in the first half at the 28-14 mark. Leon Laskowski on an assist from Mo Rashid. And then 15 minutes and 17 seconds later, Jose Estrada scored his second goal of the season on a long floater from the left side to put the Saints up 2-0, and that's where we stand right now. Saints with only 3 shots in the second half. Rochester with 7. There's Leon Laskowski. Laskowski was looking ahead to Scripp, and Scripp just missed the ball. He's trying to reach and grab it. Fell onto the turf. Ball goes out of bounds to Rochester. This ball goes out of bounds by Estrada. 19 shots, 9 on goal for the Saints, 10 shots, 6 on goal for Rochester. And the Saints will try to set things up offensively. This ball stolen away by Prest. and Rochester will maintain possession on the far side.
Oh, yes. No one can do that. Can you do that? Can you shake your head?
Here's Gross. Was getting it ahead. And Messina was battling. I think it was pressed. Saints get it. Scripp was looking ahead to Wolfer. Didn't get there. And here's Estrada. To Laskowski. It's Laskowski that goes down. The referee was looking the other way when he fell. Otherwise, there might have been another yellow card. Instead, it's just a foul. So the ball will be just in front of midfield. 6 yards in front, to be exact. Stephen Campbell will have the free kick. Just under 22 minutes left to play. Here's Campbell's approach and the kick to Wolfer. And the Saints are going to be called for offsides. Third offsides call against the Saints. Rochester has not been called offsides. Saints have it back in their own side of the field. Pushing it ahead was Estrada. We're going to have another stoppage of play as Matt Gross is going to be hit with a yellow card.
That's a second yellow!
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's a third.
You hear a little bit of the fans talking to the players for Rochester, saying that was his second. Then somebody chimed in that was his third. It was only his third yellow card for Rochester tonight. Saints have it on the near side here, and Stephen Campbell. Campbell ahead to Messina, keeps it inbounds. He scoots it over to Laskowski. Laskowski with the shot, and a nice save that time by Eric Leachy, blocking Laskowski's shot, keeping it away from the goalkeeper, Isaac Moore. Saints will have it out of bounds. Anthony Scripp on the throw-in to Drew Wolfer. Wolfer was looking for somebody on that right side on the header, but nobody was there. Miguel Duran was back a little bit, about 10 yards. There's Gross to Kyle Richards. Richards turning it up a notch. Now kicks it, and it's away from Jodit. He makes the save and pushes it ahead to the right side. With exactly 20 minutes left to play. Still, the Saints still hanging on to this 2-0 lead and get called for offsides again. Fourth time tonight the Saints have been called for offsides. Saints with twice as many shots as Rochester, 20 for the Saints, 10 for Rochester. Rochester, however, has 6 on goal compared to 9 for the Saints. 7 saves for Rochester, 6 for the Saints.
Set up there a month or two. If I'm working, I'm doing the job.
I was there.
Rochester has the ball in St. Francis territory right now, and Saints are going to get hit with a foul and a free kick on that far side for Rochester as we approach the 71-minute mark of this contest. It's a non-conference matchup between the Saints and Rochester. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. Rochester dropped a 2-0 decision to Michigan Dearborn last week, while the Saints fell 4-2 on Friday to Taylor. Foul here on Rochester, so it'll be St. Francis ball. Pretty similar numbers in terms of the fouls, 15 for the Saints, 14 now for Rochester. This ball goes far down the field and past the end line. Saints are going to have a couple substitutions. Abel Trujillo checks back in for the Saints, along with Miguel Espinoza. They replace Messina and Wolfer. Comes with just under 18 minutes left in the contest. Saints had the ball there for Espinoza, and he just overran it. So Rochester gets possession back. Press gets it over to the left side. Gets stolen away. Comes Miguel Duran along the far sideline. Now he gets it stolen by Leachy. And it goes out of bounds. Sunday night soccer on the USF Sports Network tonight. And so far it's been a good night for the Saints. Saints looking to get some firsts tonight. Noah Jodit, the freshman, looking for his first victory and goal in his first collegiate start. Still having hopes of a shutout as well. And the head coach for the Saints, Daniel Cross, looking for his first collegiate victory. Just his second game as the Saints mentor. Joined the Saints back in the spring. Felt that he did a good job of bringing in some recruits late in the season. Liked the Jodit and Messina combination. Both, if I'm not mistaken, are from Minooka. They are. Jodit actually lives in Minooka and Messina lives in Shorewood. Also brought in Leon Laskowski. Kadir Hamoudi is back after leaving the program early last year, and we mentioned Mo Rashid as well. That was a tough break for the Saints last year. Had high expectations with Mo Rashid running the machine, and that didn't pan out the way they wanted to. So hopefully it can this year. Saints with a free kick here.
Did USA win?
Trying to see who's on the free kick for the Saints here. It's Abel Trujillo. And Abel Trujillo kicks it, but the referee had already stopped play. So he'll do it again. As the clock continues to run, approaching the 76-minute mark. This ball gets kicked away, and it'll be a corner for the Saints. Kadir Hamoudi with the corner. Be the Saints' 4th corner kick. I believe only the first or second here in the second half. Moody with the boot. And Stephen Campbell is trying to head it. It got beyond him, and Michael Santillo was right behind him. Kicked it with his right foot, but it sailed far and away, and Rochester will have possession. Mentioned the first by Jodit and Cross that we're looking for. Already got one with Laskowski, putting the Saints up 2-0 with his first collegiate goal. There's an opportunity for Rochester, and it goes wide right. And I believe it was Donovan Perrier looking for on his shot, looking for it having tipped off one of the St. Francis defenders. The referee says no. And there'll be a goal kick for the Saints and Jodit. Rochester has it, now kicking it away is Santillo. And Santillo gets it stolen away by Shawnot. Here's the kick by Press, goes high and over the goal of the Saints with 12 minutes left to play. Jodic gets play restarted with his boot. Ball on the far sideline now. Trujillo gets it ahead. And kicking it out of bounds is one of the Rochester defenders. Saints throw it in. Here's Trujillo. Trujillo gets it stolen. Rochester up to midfield. Over to Gross, far sideline. Gross looking to push it back into the middle. He does. And gets knocked away by Estrada for the Saints. Saints back at midfield. Script looking to go left side to Estrada, and he gets it stolen away. And it gets pushed out of bounds. Rochester will have possession. Hamoudi and Fakori. Fakori, I thought it was actually more dangerous than it was, as Fakori was going up against Hamoudi. Hamoudi kicked it high. I thought for a minute Hamoudi actually kicked Fakori in the eye. Fakori had a fake move, and then Hamoudi said, "I'm sorry," and then they hugged each other at about midfield. Just under 10 minutes left to play. Sunday night soccer and Sunday night love.
Do they practice every day also? Okay.
All the scoring has come in the first half. Although Rochester has had 5 more opportunities here in the second half with shots on goal. They only had 2 shots on goal in the first half. They've had 5 here in the second half. For the Saints, they've only had 3 shots on goal in the second half and 9 total. A shot attempt by Fred Press there, but again, jawed it there. like they called either offsides or a handball violation on Rochester, so no save there for Jodit. But he's got 7, same as Isaac Moore for Rochester. However, the difference is 2 goals for the Saints, one by Leon Leskowski, the other by Jose Estrada. The ball goes out of bounds here.
Mami, no somos nosotros.
Mohamed Rashid checks back in for the Saints, replacing Alejandro Mondajano. Jodit restarts play with his kick, and he'll stay in St. Francis territory. Couple headers for the Saints. Ball still stays in Rochester territory here, goes out of bounds to Rochester. Saints, I believe, going to get hit with a foul here on Hamoudi. Messina's going to check back in for the Saints. Free kick here for Rochester. Looks like it'll be pressed with the shot. It'll be about 22, 23 yards out to the left of the goal. Comes Leskowski late to into the defense. Here's a press shot, and it goes too high. So it'll be a goal kick for the Saints, and Messina will check in for St. Francis. He will replace Miguel Espinoza. Jodit's kick to midfield. Over to Scrip. This ball goes out of bounds by Kyle Richards for Rochester. And actually, they're going to say it was out of bounds by the Saints. Anthony Scrip didn't like the call, but nonetheless, it is the call. Gross being defended by about 3 guys, finally gets it taken away by Stephen Campbell. Will stay in the St. Francis defensive zone. Now Mo Rashid kicks it all the way across the grain. Ahead, the Saints are going to get called for offsides again by Leon Laskowski. 5th time the Saints have been offsides. Rochester has yet to be called for offsides. Saints asking for a handball there. Did not get the call. Here's the ball ahead to Matt Gross. Gross to Rashid. Stolen by Rashid. Now back into the Rochester zone. Man down is Mo Rashid again. They're going to stop the clock with 5:12 left to play. Fred Prest, the captain for Rochester, comes over to help Rashid up. She nursing, looks like the ankle that time. We thought it was the knee earlier. And possession will be to Rochester here. There's Gross kicking it ahead, looking for press, gets it knocked away by Santillo. Under 5 minutes now. Scrip over to Messina in midfield, back to Scrip. Script to Leskowski. He gets it stolen away. And now Rochester gets it stolen by Rashid. Rashid looking to go one-on-one here. Gets it ahead to Leskowski. Rashid still looking for an open shot. Finally gets it, but it's too high. Straight above the net. And there's going to be a stoppage of play with 4:29 left. Looks like one of the Rochester players is down. A couple substitutions for the Saints. Nick Miller checks back in. I believe Wolfer's back in. Script comes out along with Leskowski. There's Wolfer going up against Richards. Richards maintains possession. Miller has it. Couple attempts there. Wolfer gonna get a stoppage of play here. There's gonna be another yellow card. This one coming against Wolfer. Did not see the play that time, if there was a push or what. But Wolfer called with the yellow card. And it comes with 3:51 left to play. Second yellow of the night for the Saints. 3 for Rochester. Saints with 2 goals, Rochester none. Rochester nearly with as many shots on goal as the Saints now with 7. Saints with 9, 2 of which have found the back of the net. First goal came by Leon Leskowski at the 28-14 mark. Second one at 43-31. First goal was assisted by Rashid. The second was unassisted by Estrada. For Estrada, that was his second goal in as many games, as he had one in the 4-2 loss to Taylor on Friday night. This ball kicked out of bounds. It'll be to St. Francis as Trujillo actually hit it off Matt Gross. And so the Saints will have it with 2:52 left to play. Still looking to hang on to that shutout here in the home opener for the Saints. Trying to even their mark at 1-1 on the season. As they head into their next contest, which is nearly 2 weeks from now at Wisconsin Parkside. Be an exhibition game in between that. This ball kicked out of bounds. Saints will maintain possession. Kicking it ahead and out of bounds. Rochester ball. Goes out of bounds again. Rochester keeps possession in St. Francis territory. Here's pressed. Right side being guarded by Santillo. Believe it's going to be a corner kick for Rochester. Might be one of the last scoring opportunities here. Or good scoring opportunities, I should say. For Rochester. Here's the kick and the save by Jodit. Jodit kicks it away and kicks it out of bounds.
One minute remaining in the period.
1 minute left to play. As the Saints on the verge of their first win of the season. Here comes Abel Trujillo. Trujillo one-on-one. And he gets knocked down on the play as he was trying to make a move. Good job defending. Defense that time was by Andy Cola. 30 seconds now, and the Saints kick it back into Rochester territory. Warriors looking to move quickly now with under 20 seconds left to play. Gets stolen away by Mo Rashid. Rashid one-on-one. Here comes Rashid, and nice save by Isaac Moore. 8th save of the night for Moore. 7 seconds now. Let's see if Rochester can get one more shot off. Here's a attempt, and it's taken away by Miguel Duran, and the Saints come away with a 2-0 victory in the home opener here at ATI Field at Joy Memorial Stadium. So your final score tonight, the Saints defeat Rochester College out of Michigan 2-0. Noah Jodit with the shutout, and his first victory in goal. It comes in his first collegiate start, his first collegiate appearance. He finished, let's get the numbers here. He finished, I believe, with 7 saves. And the head coach, Dan Cross, picks up his first collegiate head coaching victory. So the Saints have to be pretty satisfied with this victory. 2-0 shutout. Coming on the heels of the 4-2 loss to Taylor. So the Saints even their mark at 1-1. Rochester falls to 0-2 on the season. Let's give you the numbers for tonight. For the Saints, 23 total shots, 10 of which were on goal. For Rochester, 15 shots, 7 on goal. 8 saves for Isaac Moore, 7 for Noah Jodit. Corner kicks, Rochester finished with 5, the Saints with 4. Saints had 21 fouls, 15 for Rochester. Saints were called for offsides 5 times. 3 yellow cards for Rochester and 2 for the Saints. Looking at some of the individual numbers for Rochester, Fred Prest had 7 shots, 3 of which were on goal. Donovan Periev had 4 shots, 2 on goal. Andy Cola, 2 shots, 1 on goal. And Matt Gross, the same number, 2 shots, 1 on goal, for that total of 15 shots, 7 of which were on goal. And Isaac Moore with the 8 saves and 2 goals allowed in 90 minutes. He was the only goalkeeper for Rochester. For the Saints, Drew Wolfer, 4 shots, 1 on goal. Abel Trujillo, 3 shots, none on goal. Jose Estrada, his only shot was on goal, and it was a goal. Mo Rashid, 6 shots, 4 on goal, and had the 1 assist. Anthony Script, 1 shot, which was on goal. Michael Santillo, 2 shots. Stephen Campbell, his only shot was on goal, as was Mason Messina's. Alejandro Mondajano had 1 shot. And Leon Laskowski had 3 shots, 1 of which was on goal, and that counted for the Saints' first goal and wound up being the game-winning goal, and it came at the 28-14 mark of the first half. As we mentioned, Noah Jodit, his first collegiate game, his first collegiate start, and his first collegiate shutout. He had 7 saves in the 90-minute length of time of this contest. The scoring again for the Saints, Leon Laskowski off a rebound shot from Mo Rashid. Rashid then got credited with the assist, pushing the ball to Laskowski at the 28-14 mark. And Jose Estrada, a long floating shot from the left side at the 43-31 minute mark for his second goal of the season and his first of the night. Rochester was hit with 3 yellow cards. They came to Donovan Periev, Kyle Richards and Matt Gross. For the Saints, they had 2 yellow cards. Drew Wolfer had 1, and Jose Estrada had the other. So once again, your final score from ATI Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium. The Saints win their home opener, giving head coach Dan Cross his first collegiate victory. That evens up the Saints record at 1-1, while Rochester falls to 0-2. Your next St. Francis broadcast is right back here on Thursday night, when the Fighting Saints women's soccer team takes on Taylor University at 7 p.m. The next St. Francis men's soccer home game will be against Calumet St. Joseph on September 17th. That will also be the season opener in terms of conference play. Game time for that game is 6:30 p.m. on September 17th. So once again from ATI Field at Joliet Memorial Stadium, our thanks to Ed Venus Presniakovas, our camera operator tonight, David Hilbert, providing all the statistics, our sports information director. This is Dave Laquetta saying so long on the USF Sports Network, where once again the Saints win 2-0 here tonight. So long, everybody.